Hi there, and welcome back to AlexologysMadhouse, where I've got a really nice replay of mine to show you of myself playing in the Pershing, which is quite rapidly becoming one of my favorite tanks. It's kind of a fickle beast. It's a medium in name, but it's not particularly fast, and it's kind of fairly well armored. So you do have to kind of play this thing in a very particular way. Your turret mantlet, I mean, you can just see the size of it there is really, really quite powerful. You've got a good gun, but with fairly useless accuracy. I wouldn't say useless. You just have to make a point of actually aiming, and you're going to see that come into play a couple of times in this game. And your speed is, shall we say, questionable for a medium tank. So it is a very particular play style. It's not one of these kind of Russian TD or medium tanks where you can just drive around like a lunatic and blast things on the move with great great damage. You do have to play it in a very particular way. So what's the situation? Well, we're on Fiery Salient, which I kind of have a bit of a love-hate relationship with at the moment. When I'm in my scouts, this is the map that I want. When I'm in almost any other tank, I really, really don't want this map. But it can be a lot of fun. It just depends on the situation. It can get very, very static. So let's have a look at the teams just to have a feeling of what we need to predict here. And it's a mixed bag. It really is. We've got some new players, fair enough. We've got an Oho, which is probably a bot, and two premium players. Although the T-34 does show a little bit of potential, considering he's only got a thousand games. On the other team, we've got some, not too bad players, but we've got one player who really, really needs to be mentioned. They're FV4202, who is without a doubt a bot. 19,000 games, 410 win rate, 45% win rate. And this guy had this tank. This was 2 days before the end of the grind missions for this tank. And for me, that is just complete bullshit. And there's just no excuse from my point of view that wargaming cannot deal with this problem. I would have loved to have done the grinding for the FE4202. I just didn't have the time. You know, this guy obviously didn't have the time either, but he just botted his way through and got himself an FE4202. And there's no question that this guy is a bot, and how wargaming can persist in not dealing with this problem is just infuriating, and it's not fair to customers like myself who are paying money for this game. I mean, it is their responsibility, and it really does need to be worked on. So anyway, off I go. I decided to go to the zero line. I figured up on that ridge with my gun depression, I might be able to do a fair bit of work. And here you can see the speed trying to climb up these little ridges and things takes a lot of effort. And you'll see I stopped. Now, that was because I was trying to write a message, but I forgot to press auto drive before I did that. And the reason I wanted to send this message was I just realized Koolbow was on my team. He's in the Super Pershing, and he's actually in my clan. And just completely by chance, we ended up on the same team. We're not in a platoon. We just totally by chance. I don't know what the odds are of that happening, but pretty long, I'd imagine. So again, just look at the speed of this poor little thing trying to get up these hills. Not a speedy medium. So pushing up. And this is a kind of a good position, but you've got to play it well. FCM is spotted over there on the left. If you just sit up here on the ridge, you've got no cover. And although you've got a lot of bushes in front of you, you can't do very much. So if I'm in the right tank, I like to push over the ridge and down into this little dip on the left. There goes our first tank, Bulldog. And the reason I want to do that is because I can still shoot at these guys.
We didn't even scratch them.
Bounced an FCM. Bounced an FCM. I mean, how often do you see that happen? But that's this gun. It's just a crapshoot at this kind of range. But anyway, I'm down off the highest point of the ridge. I've got a bush to protect me from being spotted on this side, and I can shoot all the way over to the 4 line. And that's a better hit there, and I don't think that guy was prepared for being hit all the way over here from the ridge. I mean, he's over halfway across the bloody map. But then, accuracy again, I missed the FCM. And we just lost our 12T. So that's 2 scouts down, and the T-37 is in the village. And now it's a waiting game. So from this position, I've got good cover from the center, and it would be very difficult to spot me from the right. So I'm just got to wait now and see how the game develops. Hopefully somebody will spot. Oh, yes, FCM.
Enemy
1,
armor is hit.
2, 3, 4. I mean, that guy really, really paid for that mistake. And his game isn't over, but that's seriously going to affect his potential. And now we're playing a waiting game. T-37, here we go. Come on. Oh, again, accuracy on this gun, you're just going to miss a lot of shots, and you just have to take that into account. So, oops, VKA on the ridge didn't spot me, and this is a dangerous moment on this map in any battle. Whichever side decides to push over can get their ass handed to them by the guys on the 4-5 line. And Koolbow, he's got great frontal armor, but not from the side. And I try to get a shot on this FCM, but no such luck. So the Super Pershing, it's a very, very tough tank from the front. It's, I'd say, borderline OP, except for the weak spot on the top of the turret. But he's in a good position to fight straight on against these guys. But the FCM and friends can just pick him apart from the left. So I've pulled back. I'm now tried double bush. I'm actually quadruple bushed if those guys push over. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to get spotted here, but I do want to be able to help this fight as much as I can. So I pull back 59, and you can see the bush re-stealths in front of me. So that would be 3 bushes between me and him, which means he's a very, very low chance of spotting me unless he can get proximity to me. And he pays a high price for trying to use that position. So I'm kind of thinking, well, we've pretty much got the advantage on these guys now. We've got plenty of support on the left. It might be time to try to push those guys. FCM looks like he's pulling back, so this is probably the time to do it. And that's a key decision on this map at any point. You've got to decide the right time to push this ridge. So I take a pop with bushes. PK is distracted, side of the turret. I'll take that. There's 1 hit into him. I am spotted, so I try to get back for a little bit of cover. Koolbow is going with me, and I'm pretty sure he took a hit there. Yes, he definitely took a hit there. Koolbow gets 1, and I get a nice lucky shot into, I think, even the bottom of his lower plate. Koolbow's going, so I'm going with him. Auto aim, blast 1 into him, and T-25-2 gets him. So I'm going to keep going in case there's TDs at the back. I'm using these buildings as cover just to make a difficult shot. And, oh, HE. Okay, that's the bot shooting HE at me. I'm not sure why he had HE loaded. Possibly he wanted to hit the Super Persh. But, I mean, if this guy was bot grinding his way to the FE422 using HE, I mean, you just have to calculate how many games he had to play to do that. But anyway, in the post-game stats, it turns out he probably was not using only HP. It doesn't mean he's any better a player. But anyway, so I push up here, only showing my turret, hoping that I can use that as defense, but nobody spotted. T-37 is pushing hard, so I figure he hasn't spotted anything on the island. It's probably clear. We're now 3 tanks down, 3,000 HP down. The game looks like it's a loss, but I want to pump out just a little bit more damage just to make the game worthwhile. 4 tanks down. It is not looking good. T-37 getting a little bit of damage on those guys as they're distracted. And you just see the speed of this thing is, subpar at best. So I'm using this carriage in front of me as cover from TDs who are probably camping at the back line. T-37 gets the FCM. That's a good kill for him. And I figure, okay, this FV is distracted on 3 sides. I better get some damage on this guy. Take a risky shot and push off the hill. And I stop to try to get the kill, but he's already gone. And, oh, that looks like a good shot. But the accuracy of this gun without fully aimed aim shots is just questionable at best. So that was an unfortunate miss. Oh, okay, well, he just got plastered. Might be able to get the kill shot on this guy. Gun depression, come on, don't fail me now. And, not only was killed before I could get him, but the shot wouldn't have hit him anyway because I wasn't fully aimed. So we're still a tank down, 1,800 HP down. And I want to spot these guys or try to see if I can push over. They're in a good position. Oh, and I suddenly realized the Bulldog's right in front of me. And he's alone. He's distracted. So his game's about to end. He knows it, so he's just going to pump out as much damage as he can. I've got a great reload. It's gone. Bounce a shot from the T25-2, which has got a very nice gun. So it's that mantlet which really gets the work done. And what I want to do now is to try to spot these tanks for the guys behind me and sneak kind of hill shots in on them as much as I can. I think the T25 is over here somewhere, so I'm trying to spot them, but no such luck. Now the Oni and the Oho with HE can do a huge amount of damage, so I really don't want to get derped by those guys. And the game is really in the balance. There's one. I am spotted. I could hit the 62, but I figure I might as well take this gun out of the game. And I didn't, but anyway, he took a big hit. Oh, Oni, he's coming for me. I'm not sure where to shoot him. I take a guess. And he's shooting AP. So I'd imagine this guy doesn't really know how to use his tank, so that's great news. And side of the turret. And so I immediately switch to gold, and I make no apologies for that. I don't spam gold, but this game was in the balance, and I'd already had a pretty good game, so I wanted to make sure that it went well. So loaded up the gold, and now it's about hill fighting popping up. It looks like he's distracted. What's he shooting at? He might be trying to aim at the T-37. So I want to use those moments that he's distracted to try to pop up and get a hit in. He looks like he's distracted still. Looks like an okay hit. Straight into the ground again. The gun trolling me for the fourth or fifth time at this point. But he's still distracted, and I've got a good reload. Looks like he's not all that aware that I can pump out shots so quickly. Now the Oho has killed the T-34, so he is going to be arriving on my left sometime soon. I take a glance to see if anybody's going to spot him, and the answer is no. So I just got to do whatever damage I can. Another hit. One more hit and I can get him. I've still got gold loaded. Oh, the T-37 almost got him. And, it's a risky shot. But sometimes the gun gets the job done. But T-37 got finished off for that. I still have a gold round loaded, and I'm on the side of these guys. I don't need a gold round to keep that guy, but it's just what I had loaded. I do switch back to AP because I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to waste my money on lower tier tanks. Still no sign of the Oho. Oh, this looks like a nice one. Okay, 4 kills. Spotted again. And we are capping. VKH is capping. Risky. He misses, and I shoot straight over his turret. Uh-oh, Oho. Oh, he turps his shot into the rock. I've got AP loaded. I balance, and again, immediately switch to gold. This guy's got to go if I want to win this game. And Koolbow asked me to join his platoon. And sorry, pig with wings, but I'm sorry for the gold, but sometimes it's got to be used. And that's 5 kills. T-25's going for it. And there's 9 kills between us. So very, very happy with that. And we're capping out. Type 62 might get a little bit more damage pumped. But with this gun, miss, and he misses me. So the VKH manages to cap it out. And there you go, guys. It's the Pershing at its best. You've got fantastic mantlet, questionable gun, questionable speed, but in the right position, kind of medium range, hill fighting, you can do a massive amount of damage if you kind of control your HP loss. Now, I took 4 hits. I bounced 820 HP, and I did get hit once by the FV for HE round for 51 HP. No harm done there. And it was a very, very good game. So let's have a look at the post-game stats and see how it all worked out. So here we are. It was a mastery badge, which I'm actually trying to get a mastery badge in every tank I have ever owned. I think I'm at about a 60% success rate on that now. I already had this one, so it didn't really help the tally, but still, an ace tanker is an ace tanker. You've got to enjoy it. And a nice little collection of medals here, including Brothers in Arms, which I got to say, we didn't really deserve. We didn't go into the battle as a platoon, and we only joined when it was beneficial to do so. But anyway, I'm a stats whore. Screw it. That's a Brothers in Arms. And 3 better metals. Confederate, which I'll come back to in a second, high caliber, and Top Gun. And actually, Confederate is probably my favorite sort of regularly attainable medal to get. This one for me really means you got your work done. You hit more vehicles than anybody else, at least six, and they were destroyed by another player. And that means you were playing like a team. And for me, that's a really, really nice badge to get. High caliber, Top Gun. I mean, of course, I enjoy getting these things, but they're a little bit more RNG based. I mean, high caliber can be just really the gun that you're bringing with you, and some tanks can really excel in getting a high caliber. But a high caliber in a Pershing is no mean feat. And Top Gun, you get a good game, you get a Top Gun, or it's RNG based. Nice list of damaged tanks here, and let's have a look at the team scores. Well, 3.6 k damage, 6 kills, another 2.1 for the Super Verge. VK did nothing, but he did cap. Type 62 had a good game. Oho had a good game. But let's have a look at our little friend here, the bot. Fired 11, hit 4, penetrated 4. So, 580 damage. He wasn't using only HE. For 4 hits, he would have to be using AP as well. But, you know, the guy's a botter. These are the kind of stats that he's going to be getting all the time. Wargaming, the ball is in your court. For Christ's sakes, do something about the bots. It's just getting ridiculous. And a detailed report. Well, I got an extra 2,500 spotting damage, which very happy to get. It was a great game, but 28 shots fired, 21 hits, and only 18 pens. So that's the kind of gun that you're dealing with here. But a great game. Really, really enjoyed it, and thanks to Koolbow for the assistance in the medal hunting. As ever, guys, if you have any replays you'd like me to have a look at, send them to the email address in the description below. And in the meantime, keep killing the Reds, and I'll see you on that battlefield. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye bye.